Hey guys, welcome to Meditation Monday. You can take a seat wherever you are and just take a moment to relax and arrive, to settle down, to be still. You can roll your shoulders up, back, and around. Lengthen your spine, the crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling or the sky. And tuck your chin a little bit. And if your eyes aren't already closed, do that now. And with this next inhale, just allow the tension that's residing within you to release. Feel your face and your shoulders just soften a little bit. Feel your connection with the ground or the chair that you're sitting on. And know that whatever is happening outside of you or around you, it doesn't matter for the next 10 minutes. We're just going to focus on what's happening within us. As I'm doing my spring cleaning, just thinking about some of the things I've held on to for way too long. Some of the clothes that just sit in my closet that I never wear. It's almost as if I feel bad getting rid of them because I've had them for so long. Even though they're no longer serving me, I don't wear them. They just weigh me down because I have to look at them. They're in my way. I need to move them to get to the things that I do want to wear. And then sometimes there are these favorite shirts that have a big stain on them, or a pair of pants with a few holes. And I know I don't want to wear them in that state, or they can't be repaired. But I just feel this attachment to them, even though I have no use for them anymore. But eventually I work up the courage to pull out a box for Goodwill and a garbage bag for the trash can. And I lovingly place the clothes that I want to donate into the box. And I say goodbye to the ones that are so well worn or stained as I put them in the trash. I release. And within a week, if not within minutes, I completely forget about these belongings. They're not mine anymore. They're not holding me down. I don't even miss them. And I'm just making space for new favorite things. I'm allowing that dress that I bought a few years ago but never seemed to have the perfect opportunity to wear to become one of my only dresses. And so I'll have to wear it. And if I don't, I should probably get rid of that too. And just like our clothes that we hold on to for way too long, we do the same thing with our thoughts. Maybe it's repetitive thoughts, negative thoughts, or simply thoughts that aren't true, just a narrative that we've made for ourselves that isn't serving us anymore. And any sensible person cleans out their closet every once in a while. They get rid of the shirts with the holes and the stains. They get rid of the clothes that used to be their favorites, but they just don't wear them anymore. And I'm asking you to do the same thing with your thoughts. I'm asking you to notice when a thought isn't doing you any good. When it's just being stored in your thought catalog, your closet, and you're having to push by it every day to get to a more useful thought. And at first this seems impossible, right? How do we simply stop thinking? And that's not what we're going to do today. Our minds won't become pure and clear and restful within one meditation. But we can strive to just notice the thoughts and mentally say, I'm donating you, or I'm throwing you away today. So don't block out the thought that you would naturally have, but rather watch the thought. Maybe an old favorite thought of yours is a goal that you once had, or something that you once wanted to achieve. And even though that's not where you are right now, and you don't want that, it keeps popping up as if you should still want it. Because it was so used to being your favorite thought for a while that it can't imagine just not being in your thought catalog anymore. For me, a thought like that might be, I want to be a photographer for a nonprofit. Or I want to photograph societal and human issues. And that's still true. But I've also explored that. And I know that in most cases, being a photographer for a nonprofit also means taking on a whole host of other responsibilities. It means marketing and advertising and grant writing. It means running social media channels and websites and video channels. And that's totally fine, but all those other things aren't my goal, and they aren't my dreams. And so while I've come to terms that I probably won't work in that industry or take a full-time position with a job at a nonprofit, sometimes my mind still tugs at me and tells me, hey, remember that dream? Remember that old favorite thought? And I feel guilty about it. And I wonder how I let myself down. But that's simply not true. What once was a favorite thought just isn't anymore. I've worn it out. I've tried it on too many times. And at first it looked great, but now it doesn't. So it's time to look at that thought objectively and know that I don't need it anymore. I can donate it, and it will be right for someone else. And just as we got rid of our old favorite clothes our old favorite thoughts. And we need to throw away the clothes that have the stains and the holes as well, the clothes that just don't fit us anymore. Maybe we can think of it like the food in our fridge. Some days you open the door and there's just a rank smell in there. It seemed like only the day before you had a drawer full of fresh vegetables. And today you open it up and all you see are a pile of bruised strawberries and lettuce that's sitting in its own brown juice. It's just not good anymore. And there's no way you would eat that. So I'm asking you to be mindful of your thoughts that might resemble this rotten fruit. That one day it seemed like a thought that would feed you or serve you, get you into the next minute, hour, or day. It made sense to you to put it in your fridge, to have it in your thought catalog. But today you look at that thought, you're aware of it, and you see that it's rotten. And you wouldn't eat that rotten lettuce. So I'm asking you to abstain from thinking that rotten thought. Be mindful of what you're feeding yourself, because you're carrying that along with you every day. And you don't have to feel bad if you realize you're having a drawer full of negative thoughts today. You just need to be aware of them and tell yourself that you're going to clean out that drawer. Or you're going to recognize when a thought is negative and not serving you. You should know you don't deserve to think those rotten thoughts either. And if occasionally you let some slip by, you probably won't get sick. But if you continue to feed yourself these stale thoughts, you're just not going to feel so good. And while it's hard to completely stop the negativity or this narration that we've made for ourselves, it's a little bit easier to watch it and identify it. So as it's happening, you can simply say to yourself, I will not feed myself thoughts that make me unwell. Or, if I continue with this thought pattern, I'll become sick. Because just as physical injuries harm us and hurt us and cause us long-term damage, so do negative thought patterns and added stress and anxiety. It shortens our life. You're doing yourself a disservice. When I open your closet or your fridge, what will I see? If we can manage to cut back the clothing, the objects in our life, we can manage to not be hoarders, right? And we can manage to maintain a fridge that doesn't embarrass us. Then we can manage to curate our thoughts as well. We can at least allow ourselves to look at them objectively, to label them, and to start there. I'm asking you to start today by just going back and thinking about your morning when you woke up and your alarm clock went off and your brain registered that it was Monday. And maybe you were psyched and you jumped out of bed. But maybe the inner script was a little bit different. Just be aware and know that you're the one that's crafting your reality every single day. And your thought catalog has a very large role in that. And that's not out of your control. You can clean it up if you want to. And you know how good it feels to have that clean fridge or that cleared out closet. So just imagine how light and airy you would feel if you were walking around with thoughts that served you and none that brought you down, none that felt like weight, none that felt stale.